everyone, this will be a guide on the Olvia Academy. This guide will be targeted to newer players. I'll go over what the purpose of Olvia Academy is, the type of tasks you have to do, and the rewards you can get. So, let's get started right away. What is the Olvia Academy? The Olvia Academy was introduced by PA as a way to showcase the different activities you can do on BDO, since the old seasonal system didn't really help much with that. To enroll in the Olvia Academy, you need a level 60 character. There will be a green icon to the left side of your minimap that will autopath you to the correct NPC to start your enrollment. Besides being level 60, you won't see the quest if you don't have all quests turned on, so press the O button to bring up the quest window, and on the bottom, where you see the different symbols, click the all button on the quest type to make sure that all the quests are showing. So, once you complete the entrance ceremony quests, you'll get the green button on top to start the Olvia Academy stuff. If you click it, you'll see the two types of quests that you have available, combat and life skill. You can open them up, and to know where to start, you can just click them and autopath to the NPC by clicking the button near the name. On this window as well, you'll see the rewards that you can get down here on the bottom. That's the rewards for the combat and rewards for life skilling. So the combat rewards will give you a lot of enhancing materials, which are very useful for new players. The crown stones, you're gonna use them. The Essence of Dawn, you're gonna use them. These hammers, they're gonna be very useful to get your pen black stars. You get the free pen armor, you get the free Tet black star. It's very good, so you definitely need to do the combat ones. As for the life skill ones, you get 1,000 crown stones for each of the courses and a lot of life skilling gear. The crown stones themselves are already useful, so even if you're not gonna life skill, I would recommend you do the life skilling courses. You also get some concentration magical bloodstones, which you'll need to push your deck to Valus. So that's another reason to do these quests. Now, that's not the only rewards you have. You'll notice here on the side a thing that says bonus rewards Academy Pass. So as you do the life skilling thing, the life skilling courses, you'll complete these quests here, as you can see, and you're gonna get experience from it. Now, this experience is actually pretty good. And for you, it's probably going to be locked first, this pass reward. But you can buy the pass on the Pearl Shop for silver. It's actually costs 100 silver. It's super cheap. So I definitely recommend you buy this, because it's going to boost your experience that you gain from those quests really high. And you're going to reach basically, if I remember correctly, you get Master 1 on every life skill after you do that. So yeah. Definitely don't skip on these quests. It's just completing the courses that will unlock this stuff. And finally, you have the one last reward window, which is up here on the Manage a Currency window. The Olvia Academy coin. So, you earn these coins by completing the courses. At the end of all the courses, you should have 800 coins in total, which is not enough to get everything on this list. So you should probably focus on some of these items. The rare armor boxes are good, obsidian armors as well, the both fail stacks, the tier 10 attempts. This year will give you life skilling gear, which can also be useful. If you need rebellious, I would recommend not getting them from here, to be fair. Cap crafting box might not be needed because they are pretty cheap right now. Do not go for the embers besides of the primordial. Only take the primordial embers, the other ones are useless. Essences of Dawn, I recommend taking this as well. Kaphra stones, you'll need them, so grab them. Sharps as well, black gems as well. A Tannis element, probably a good idea to grab to save you some of the HP pot grinding. And besides that, any overflow coin you can just dump on crownstones. If you need more coins, there are weekly quests that you can find on the Bounty task board. They are different every week. For example, this one requires me to grab an item from the Headmaster and deliver it all the way in Valencia. I'll now go over the different courses and explain what each one will teach you and give some tips to things that might be confusing if you've never done this content. Let's start with the combat course. This will teach you some fundamentals from the combat system of BDO, as well as make you run around and kill some monsters on grind spots. It will also teach you at the end some mechanics for pretty popular early game spots like Jade Forest, Onglin Base and Underground Gyfin. Two things to point out here as you follow the questline. First, I recommend you do read the text that appears when, for example, the game is teaching you about back attacks, down attacks, what the emergency escape is, etc. And the other thing is that sometimes, to accept the next quest on the chain, you need to get it from the Black Spirit, not Cliff. So be careful with that, because I've seen a lot of people get confused with it. Moving on to the life skilling courses, we'll look at the gathering one first. This life skill revolves around using tools to gather materials from open world resources, like trees, rocks, animals, etc. These materials will then be used in other life skills that we'll go over after. This course will show you the different types of gathering that can be done. You can equip life tools so you can gather faster and get some mastery. When you equip a gathering tool, it goes into the life tool equipment window that you can open as shown on the screen. Another thing to know is that when you approach a resource, like a tree, you can chop the tree with the axe, or you can remove the sap with the fluid collector. You can pick the tool that you're using by pressing F5 when you're near a resource. Finally, the last quest requires you to gather fairy's bread. This will be the longest quest you'll have to do on this chain. This is a rare drop that you can get from any gathering resource that you collect. Next is a fishing course. Fishing is mainly an AFK activity that gives a pretty decent amount of money for very low effort. The course will teach you how to fish actively, but most people just do it AFK. Like the gathering tools, when you equip a fishing rod, it will go into the life tool equipment bar. Then, to bring your fishing rod out, you need to click on top on the change stance button, and to put it away, you do the same. You'll also have to sell the fishes to a trading manager and to the Imperial fishing vendor. This means you can't do the quest on a tagged character, as they'll have restrictions on trading items being sold. For the quests that require a yellow or red rarity fish, I recommend you just go AFK fish in Velia on the popular beach hotspot where you'll see basically everyone. Moving on to hunting, this is a life skill that makes you hunt monsters with a matchlock and then gather them for resources. This is the longest quest chain and definitely the most boring one as well. The game will show you different hunting spots. On the first few quests, if your server is populated, you'll probably struggle to even find the mobs. On the later quests, if you're using the matchlock that you got as a reward, you'll take forever to kill the monsters. So I definitely recommend you somehow try to either enhance it or get a better one. For the last quest, where you need to get 200 wild sparks, these are just like fairy breads. I recommend you go to a hunting spot that's very dense, like the forest wolves you had to visit earlier, or then the spot that has verdure bucks and does. I'll now bundle together both cooking and alchemy, as the questlines are basically the same, just different tools. Both of these life skills use the materials you gathered before to make food or elixirs. This is where a lot of the life skillers make the biggest money, but it requires a lot of setup and understanding the market. The questline will basically give you the materials and make you follow recipes, all the way from base meals and elixirs to the composite ones that use other meals as their ingredients. It will also teach you about Imperial alchemy and cooking, even though I don't really consider the money for those that great anymore. On the last step of the quest, do notice you need to use simple cuisine and simple alchemy to combine the ingredients, not the actual utensil. Next, processing course. This life skill lets you process materials that you or your workers have been gathering into better versions. Ore becomes a melted shard and then an ingot, and timber becomes a plank and then plywood. The course will show you the different kinds of available processing, and it's very straightforward as you get basically all the materials from the quests themselves. I recommend you grab the processing stone as fast as possible, as it will enable you to mass process, making this quest even faster. As for the last quest, you'll need gem polisher and some resplendent gems. If you don't have those, just get them from the market, as I don't recommend you craft them yourself. The training course on life skill, it's actually divided in 3 activities: taming, training, and breeding. This life skill feeds the whole horse ecosystem that BDO has. There's a lot of tips here I can give you to make the quest a bit less annoying. First, when you need to capture your first horse and it says for you to capture the wooden horse, because it has a long respawn time and there might be a lot of people competing for it, it's much easier to just go out and find a random tier 6 horse in the wild and catch that instead. To know where wild horses spawn, you can look at the BDO lytics map that I'll leave in the description. On the Growing Together quest, you need to actually level a horse from level 9 to 10 for it to be completed. I recommend you buy a low level from the market or then try to catch one yourself. Either way, a tier 6 should go to level 10 fairly quickly. To Imperial Horse Deliver, you need a level 15 or higher horse. I also recommend you just buy one from the market, so you don't have to bother leveling one. Finally, I've seen a lot of people complain about the last quest where you need to catch a tier 7 or higher horse. This is actually very simple, because you can tell if a horse is a tier 6 or not just by looking at it before you even try to catch it. So by using the map I showed earlier and using this list of tier 7 appearances, it's very easy to just go on these spots and see if there's a tier 7 there or not. They are not that rare, so you'll very fast find one. Moving on to the farming course. This life skill allows you to plant seeds, which you can then harvest for materials. This course is the most time gated, as crops take 20 hours to grow up. You'll also need some contribution points, because you need to rent a fence. If you want to shorten the duration that this quest takes, I recommend you read ahead and try to plant in advance the stuff that you'll need. Finally, we'll look at the sailing course. Sailing is divided in two activities, bartering and monster hunting, that lets you level up items all the way from level 1 to level 5, which then people sell for raw silver. As for monster hunting, it doesn't really make you much money. However, it's the only way to level up your carrot gear, which you'll need if you ever want to get into boat PvP. As for the quest, you'll be given a free Ethereal sailboat, which you can use to do the whole questline. For the barter 10 times quest, I recommend you go to an island nearby that trades materials available in the market with level 1 barter materials. As for the last two quests that involve killing a Carus, they can be quite boring on your sailboat. So honestly, if you have a friend with a carrack, I would ask them for help to leech the quest.